Yo, what's going on, y'all? So today we are getting some exhaust done on the truck. This is a 2018 Silverado half-ton. It's got the 5.3 in it. If you haven't watched the last video, I did put the Flashpack F5 tuner in it, and I got rid of the DOD, AFM, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much, I call it the drop cylinders. I got rid of those, turned those off. I also adjusted the shift points and my throttle response. And today we're getting an exhaust on the truck because I like loud things. And essentially what I'm having the guy do is I'm going to have him leave the third cat, even though you can get rid of those without the truck yelling at you. I'm going to have him just get rid of the muffler, get rid of the resonator, and do duals out the sides with these tips out back, behind the back tire, kind of like an old school look. If it's too obnoxious, which I don't think it's going to be, then I will have a muffler put on. I was thinking about getting something like the Neighbor Hater exhaust or maybe a Super 10, but I think that this will be all right. I drove my buddy's truck, and it seemed to be all right for him, so we'll find out. So right now, the truck is completely bone stock. It does have the stock muffler on it, the stock resonator, that stupid little exhaust flappy thing that's in there. I personally want to get rid of those, mainly because I like my stuff to sound like something. I like my vehicles to have a little character, and with character usually comes an exhaust. Alrighty, y'all, so I don't know if you can hear, but now we have 3-inch flex pipe back on this. Third cat's still there. Muffler, resonator, and flap are gone. I'll insert little things of each of those so that you can see what I had taken out. I bought some 4-inch clamp-on style tips for a 3-inch pipe on Amazon. Had them weld those up too. So I am going to do a little step on it right here. I'm in the middle of town, so I probably shouldn't, but so that was to the floor until about 4,500 RPM. It does sound really good on wide open shifts from first to second and second to third. And I think it's also third to fourth. They have that shift torque that cuts torque for like 0.2 seconds so that it doesn't hurt the tranny. And it sounds pretty cool, like the way that it pops going into the next gear. It sounds pretty good. Right now we are going over a bridge, so I'll step on it. I can't get it wide open right here, but you guys can kind of hear the way that it opens. For the $300 that I had to spend to have it all done, it really wasn't that bad. It is now 3-inch pretty much all the way. So there is still cats on it, of course, and the cats do restrict some, and it is loudest during its like wrapping stage, like where it would wrap from like, I don't know, probably 1,900, maybe 1,800 RPMs, all the way up through like 3 grand. That's really where it wraps. Above that, it kind of smoothens out, which isn't a bad thing, I guess. I was kind of thinking it was going to be a little louder. So right now we are doing 45 miles an hour, 47 miles an hour. I just did a cruising pace. I'll shut up for a second so you guys can hear how it sounds. It isn't loud at all. Like, I can barely hear the exhaust. If I step on it a little bit. But what I thought I was going to have a problem of was going to be drone. And it does not drone at all. I am extremely impressed by the lack of drone that this has with no muffler and no resonator. I think that the third cat is acting as a resonator because I know these with 2 cats are pretty loud. With that third cat though, I think that it's acting as a pretty good resonator because at this 53 miles an hour that I'm currently cruising at, it's not droning. It doesn't have any sort of obnoxious noises. So we're currently doing 55, and I'll step on it so you can hear how it sounds when I do step on it. You can hear it does scream pretty nicely. It opens up pretty well, and it sounds good. And it's not crazy in the cabin, which I like. It's not like you're dreading to drive the truck because you're going to get a headache or anything along those lines. It's really not that bad. One thing that's probably duly notable, cold starts are pretty loud. I'll put a video in right here for you guys to hear. As you can hear, when these things start up, they either do like a mild start or they do a complete cold start. And the cold starts can be pretty obnoxious, especially if it's cool outside. When it's warm out, they're not really that bad. The video that I just put in was a cold start at about 80 degrees outside. So you can get an idea of how it's gonna sound at that if you're looking to do the same thing as me. But yeah, I'm gonna put a couple more clips in here so you guys can get a good idea how it sounds, and then I'll finish off the video because I don't think there's a whole lot to talk about really. It's just exhaust. I thought it was gonna be louder and I was gonna have complaints, but in all honesty, it's pretty tame. It's really not that bad. I have the straight pipe, well, not completely straight pipe, there is cats on it, the no muffler Mustang, and that is crazy. I know my vet with no mufflers is crazy, and I thought this was going to be similar, but it's really not. Here's a good idea for y'all with all the windows up, doing like 45. I'll drop it down to where it's probably the loudest. The sound deadening in these trucks is actually great. So I'll get on it a little bit again up this hill here. This is a warm idle in a parking garage. And here we are leaving said parking garage. Alright, so I'm going to end this one off here. I don't think there's anything else that I can really include in this video. If there is something that I missed, let me know below, and I'm more than happy to make another video about it. I am really enjoying doing like these little things to the truck right now. I'm kind of thinking about doing taillights. I already did the emblems. If you want to know how I did those bow ties, let me know. I can make a complete other video on that. And yeah, so that's going to be it.